My name's Dave Bellis. My background is I was in the United States Navy, did multiple deployments to Afghanistan. Um, what brought me to Warriors Ascent was I was struggling. I was struggling with hypervigilance, high anxiety, depression, really trying to figure out ways to cope with what I was dealing with, and the strategies and what I was doing at the time was not working. It was kind of a loop or a bad cycle of negative behavior, and it wasn't getting any better. And I was really struggling to find peace, and really kind of trying to find a better path to deal with some of the events that I had been through. So I found Warriors Ascent through online searches, through my wife helping me search, and that's kind of what led me to Warriors Ascent. My experience at Warriors Ascent was life-changing. It was great. Obviously, there was a lot of hesitation, a lot of unknowing going in, not knowing exactly what to expect, not knowing who I would meet, who I'd be surrounded by, not knowing if what I would get out of it or who I'd be interacting with and the process. I think by design that actually turned out to be a great thing. My experience there was amazing in the fact that it gave me a lot of new perspective, new light, what was going on with me, what I can do to change it, and gave me a ton of great, amazing connections, really forging a brotherhood with a lot of the people I met there, that I still talk with today. And overall, I couldn't recommend it more. I think if you're struggling in this way, it's something that you absolutely need to do, not only for yourself, but for those around you as well. Some of the things I learned while I was at Warriors Ascent were ability to communicate with myself, and ability to communicate with my wife, my family, my friends. Actually taking this time to step back and ask myself important questions, like what was going on with me? Why am I responding this way? Why am I acting this way? Why am I feeling this way? And Warriors Ascent really kind of opened my eyes to questions I needed to be asking myself that allowed me to recognize what was going on so I could fix it. So I could take those negative behavior patterns or the hypervigilance or the anxiety and really kind of calm it down and make a change. It's given me a sincere, deep ability to control my emotions and my feelings and my thought process. Just being able to, one thing that I didn't really realize until I left and I got back after my trip there, was the fact that I could communicate openly with my wife about if we were struggling or getting frustrated at one of our amazing, crazy, boys, as kids do, that we could look at each other and not get frustrated, send my frustration to somebody else. They really kind of gave me the ability to communicate with myself, and control my feelings and thoughts and emotions. My advice to anybody who's considering a change, or has the thought process of, hey, I'd like to get a little bit better in this area of my life, which could be many different areas, or is having a family member tell them, hey, you might need to go try and reach out to this group. I would say get out of your own way for a minute, take a breath, step back, and consider what it can do for you. Give it a shot. Take the chance. You're never going to change or get better or evolve if you don't take some sort of decisive action or change in your life. It's not as overbearing, it's not as overwhelming as you think it's going to be. I had the response when I drove up where I was like, oh, how did I let myself get to the point to where I needed to come here for 5 days and sit here and step away from the family and the friends in my life to come here and work on myself. But it was the best thing for me. and it changed my life, and it can do the same for you. Take it, look at it as a work vacation or a family vacation or a personal self-care vacation for yourself. It's not as overwhelming and as scary as you think it's going to be. Everybody there is absolutely amazing, and my advice would be just step back, take a breath, give it a shot, and you'll be amazed and surprised at where you come out on the other side. It's worth it. It's not as overwhelming as you think it's going to be. If you're on the fence, make that decisive action and go for it and give yourself the shot. Do what you need to do to put yourself in a better place. And 5 days is really a drop in the hat if you think of the perspective over where you'll be at 6 months from now or a year from now. It's a simple 5 days, and it can change you. So I would say give it a shot and take a breath and really look into it.